Sealcoin with their token QAIT isn't just another cryptocurrency. They are a part of something much bigger. We're talking satellites, AI agents, robotics, Internet of Things devices, digital identity, quantum security, and even space economy commerce. This is the bigger picture when we look at Sealcoin, SEALSQ, and WISeSat working with Hedera to bring this a reality. Sealcoin is actually giving machine-to-machine payments, giving machines identity, so we know when those payments were transacted. They know which machine that transaction happened on. And you can see the layer of information that is in fact what happened. This is big when we think about agentic payments, agentic commerce, and as we have cars and drones and robotics all speaking to one another and transacting on our behalfs. That is what Sealcoin is providing for the future as we think about the future commerce of agentic payments. This is huge, guys. This is a big player here, and this is just in my opinion. So anything you see on this channel, I'm not suggesting you go out and invest in it. I'm not suggesting that it's the next $50,000 project. I just enjoy the technology, what it's doing, and I'm bringing that to you guys. So if you want to invest in this kind of project, the information is there for you to do. And as we go through this video, everything that you see through these slides we're going to go through, I have the resources in which I grabbed this information down in my video description below. So please use those links if you want to learn more about this project. All that research is down in the video description under sources. So you can go ahead and start using that going forward if this is a project you want to check out. So let's go ahead and get into it. It is going to be a bit of a PowerPoint slide, but I'm doing this just so you can get a better understanding and a more clear vision for the people that are more visual learners than audio learners. So let's go ahead and get into it. Check out your screen with me here, guys. This is going to be more or less the flow chart of this Sealcoin ecosystem. You'll see at the top here that it is by WISeKey, which WISeKey is the cybersecurity root of trust. Underneath that umbrella, we have SEALSQ, which is that chip. WISeSat is which the satellites are going to be transacting back to Earth. And then Sealcoin is which the platform is going to be processing all that through. As you see, as you move down, we have the hardware identity machine authentication through the Hash Group, which is working with HBAR, with now Sealcoin's token QAIT, which is now launching. And you can find, by the way, on Tangem already if you want to look into that. And then we have the machine-to-machine payments and satellites. And from that point, we're going to be transacting on Earth through satellites and called the space economy. That is what Sealcoin is laying out. So now that we have a better understanding of the ecosystem, the umbrella, we have a visual of it, let's break each one of those down and see what that means for the Sealcoin ecosystem and how that really looks in a practical use case. So check out your screen with me. Let's check it out. The machine economy, the future is autonomous, as we spoke about Earth, satellite, and space economy. As we go on, let's start with WISeKey. So WISeKey is the cybersecurity root of trust. We're thinking digital identity, PKI infrastructure, Internet of Things security, authentication, decades of enterprise experience. So that's that parent company under in which Sealcoin is under. Then we have secure the foundation, the SEALSQ chip. So the secured chips and hardware root of trust, secure semiconductor chips, post-quantum cryptography, hardware root of trust, device identity, tamper-proof security. As we roll on to number 4, connect without limits. This is the satellite, which is WISeSat. Satellites for connectivity and security. Space-based connectivity, secure communications, Internet of Things and machine connectivity, enabling transactions from space, space economy infrastructure. Are you seeing how this all ties together when we think about space connectivity, satellites? And then number 5, building the machine economy. This is where Sealcoin really steps in here. It's the infrastructure for the machine economy. So we're thinking autonomous machines, machine transactions, digital identity layer, secure settlements, powering the machine economy. Then every machine, every transaction, verified, secured, trust. Hardware identity to machine authentication. We're thinking hardware root of trust, digital identity, machine authentication, tamper-proof security, verifiable and trusted, the foundation of trusted machine economy. This is Sealcoin we're talking about with their token QAIT. And all this is going to be happening on the Hedera ledger. So this is pretty interesting. So settled on enterprise grade infrastructure, Hedera, DLT technology. We're looking at it for a high throughput, low fees, secure, sustainable, and enterprise grade ready. And all this, like I said, was built with the Hash Group. So we're thinking strategic investor and an ecosystem builder. We're looking at enterprise solutions, ecosystem development, adoption on Hedera, and we're driving real world impact with Sealcoin and the QAIT token. Okay, so now that we have a better understanding of Sealcoin, SEALSQ, WISeSat, and what they're going to be using QAIT for in the future, which don't forget, part 2 will be the QAIT video. We're going to dive into QAIT as well and put all this together. But let's look at how this is going to be utilized in practical everyday life. And I think the best example of this is StarMind. So if you haven't heard about SpaceX's new StarMind, check this out. This is massive, and this is where our technology and our future is really going. It's not going to be built here on Earth. It is being built in low orbit space. And StarMind is going to be that main connector to all this commerce in space. So check this out. This is coming from Teslarati, and this is talking about SpaceX's newest StarMind will make Earth data centers obsolete. We have Elon Musk confirmed StarMind SpaceX a satellite constellation named targeting 1 million orbital compute nodes. Think about that, 1 million compute nodes in StarMind. This is a big event, guys. We really need to be paying attention to this. But check out what the plan and what they're doing here. It says StarMind, on the other hand, is something completely different. And rather than moving data, it satellites would compute data through artificial intelligence and directly in orbit using onboard processors powered by large solar arrays. Where a Starlink satellite is essentially a very fast pipe, a StarMind satellite is a server. The practical implication is that StarMind would allow AI models to run interference, process queries, and generate outputs from space. Then beam results down to users anywhere on Earth within milliseconds without the data ever needing to travel to a terrestrial data center. Then we look at this in more in depth. We see that there are currently over 10,000 active Starlink satellites in orbit. SpaceX has regulatory approval to launch up to 42,000 satellites to build its complete mega constellation, which is StarMind. And they have filed an additional request with regulators for up to 1 million more expanded data and AI networks. Huge movement here. So you can see where the idea is going. We're looking to low orbit satellite space to interact with our commerce, our agentic commerce as well, machine to machine. We're talking drones, cars, robots, all speaking with one another autonomously without the need of human interaction. And all this can be done through space, as you're seeing with WISeSat, SEALSQ, Sealcoin, and let's tie in Sealcoin, SEALSQ to StarMind and with SpaceX. This is a bigger picture unfolding. So if they are going to use Sealcoin, SEALSQ for StarMind, I think this is a project at least looking into. And I'm not saying there's an official confirmation, but there's a lot of things pointing to that being the case. Let me give you an example from December 21st, 2025. This is coming from Sealcoin themselves. Check it out with me. It says, Geneva, Switzerland, December 1st, 2025, SEALSQ Corp, and all these other corporations we talked about, a company that focuses on developing and selling semiconductors, PKI, and post-quantum technology hardware and soft products in cooperation with WISeSat Space, WISeSat, the satellite subsidiary of the parent company WISeKey International Holdings and leading global cybersecurity blockchain Internet of Things company, is pleased to announce it has successfully launched the latest WISeSat satellite aboard a SpaceX mission. The achievement marks another significant milestone in WISeSat's strategy to deploy a secure, resilient, and sovereign constellation enabling real-time, low-power Internet of Things cybersecurity services worldwide. But what I want to point out here is talking about the technologies aboard. So we have technologies from WISeKey, SEALSQ, and Hedera are increasingly integrated across the WISeSat platform. This makes the constellation a benchmark for post-quantum security in space and supports the use of trusted digital tokens, including Sealcoin, to enable secure space-to-ground transactions and tokenized satellite services. So we have direct confirmation and connection to SpaceX and WISeKey, WISeSat, and Sealcoin, but it also goes on to say, this piece from here from Carlos Moreira, which he is the CEO of SEALSQ, WISeKey, and WISeSat. It says the successful launch with SpaceX represents a major step forward to WISeSat and for Europe's capacity to operate sovereign space-based secure communications. The WISeSat constellation is designed to integrate seamlessly with SEALSQ post-quantum chips, ensuring unprecedented levels of trust, privacy, and resilience for the next generation of connected devices. So we are seeing where this revolution is taking us. We're moving into outer space. We're no longer just transacting here on Earth. Our data centers are moving spacebound. Our transactions are moving spacebound. And with this ability, these servers can't go down all at once. We're talking something that needs strong security, identity, post-quantum ready, and this is where we are seeing Sealcoin step in. They've been proven. They've been working with governments around the world. I think it's their time to shine. We'll see what happens in the future. I'm not suggesting you go out and buy this, but it's something to check out in my opinion. That's all I have for you on this video, guys, but the next one is going to be about the QAIT token itself, so keep an eye out for that. Before I let you guys go, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, and become the change that you want to see in the world. I'll catch you on the next one.